Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nerdentity Crisis, episode 112. Joined today by my literal brother from another mother, Justin Picklemans.
Howdy do.
Josh, still have not thought of a good nickname for him yet, Huffman.
Also, howdy do.
And finally, joining us in the guest hosting chair, making his triumphant return, Mr. Tyler Brott. Tyler, how are you?
I'm doing very well. More of a guest hosting floor at the moment,
Oh, is it?
but appreciate the invite.
Hey, yes, we're happy to have you. Thanks for joining us. Adam's out work function, right? Work trip? Work?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had to fly to New York for work.
Oof. Oof.
That sounds
I don't
amazing. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't like traveling. I don't know. That's just not my jam. People in airports make me mad. I'd rather
Yep.
Yep.
Airports suck, but being in New York for a week sounds great.
Yeah. There you go.
Because
Is he there all week, really?
He'll be there back Thursday.
Oh, nice. Cool. All right. Well, I hope you're having fun, Adam, if you're tuning in. I did. So, for those who missed out or didn't hear, I missed last week because I was on vacation. So, but I did manage to. We were in town having supper, and I managed to log in and watch a little bit of you guys playing. What was that game you guys were playing? That looked fun.
dark
Dark
and
and
darker.
darker.
It looked like a lot of fun.
It
Like,
was hard. It was incredibly difficult.
Yeah, it was hard in a way that I didn't necessarily enjoy.
yeah,
Like I enjoy Souls games because I get better. I learn each time. I just sucked every single time at this game.
yeah.
There was no getting better. I mean, technically, I learned how to use spells at one point, and so we did learn, but I didn't feel like I succeeded ever.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. That's
I
all right.
think there was, for the most part, we learned something new each game. But I don't know, we played for at least an hour, if not an hour and a half. And I think in a group together, combined, we killed one real person.
Oh, really? Okay, there you go.
We
We got
I
killed
we
plenty of
got fucked.
skeletons,
I think
but
I
we
saw
also got
Josh
that
kill
fun.
a guy. Everybody else was dead, and Josh shot a guy between the eyes with an arrow, if I remember right. So
I
you
did
ran into
kill
a
one
group of
dude.
like 4 people.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was the one where we were in the stairwell and there was like four of them
Yes.
shooting arrows at
Yes.
me and I was shooting
Yep.
at them and we were just all
Yeah.
trying to serpentine. Yeah, that's the only time I killed anyone was the
Yeah.
very one time you were watching.
Nice. I picked the right time. Well, very cool. All
Where
right,
did you even
everybody,
get
for
a
the
train?
uninitiated, this is Nerdentity Crisis, your weekly video game slash sometimes streaming podcast. Make sure to check us out on Twitch every Monday, 6:30 p.m. Central Time, twitch.tv/Nerdentity Crisis. If you don't catch us live, check us out on YouTube afterwards, youtube.com/Nerdentity Crisis, if you want to see our beautiful faces. If you'd rather just hear our beautiful voices, check us out on any podcast platform, essentially, of your choice. All right. So I missed last week and I'm fucking ready to go, man. I was like jonesing. I was jonesing all week to record, so I'm glad to be back. So let's just jump right into it. We'll start the show as we always do with a listener question from Jacob. Hi, Jacob.
Hi, Jacob.
What up, Jacob?
Yo.
Jacob says, if you could add any animal, fictional or real, to Santa's team of reindeer to make his life easier, what would you choose and why? Now, I'm going to assume that no matter what animal we choose, they can fly magically. Is that safe? Because reindeer can't fly.
No,
No.
it would depend on what you needed it to do. If it's pulling the sled, it totally needs to fly. It just gets
Okay.
that magically because Santa. But if it's doing other stuff, then I don't know that it needs to.
Okay.
So,
All
I
right.
guess it depends on its role. But
Well,
flying is an ability it automatically gets if it needs it.
okay. Well, tradition normally dictates Adam answers first, so we might as well have the fill-in go first. Tyler, what do you got for this one?
So I took this in a direction. My pick, My pick would be Smaug from the Lord of the Rings universe.
There you go.
The reason being, he could just turn around, eat a lot of them, and Santa wouldn't be beholden to his chore until the end of existence. The reason for this making his life easier is he's a godlike being with remarkable power, and he is chained to this yearly errand of instilling hope for material goods in children. And I'm sure he's tired of it by now, so let's help him out.
Right? Do you think Santa's just like fuck again? Are you fucking kidding me? I did this. I have to do this again. Like
I
he's
mean,
probably
yes.
I mean, if it's anything like any Santa that I've met, he's probably a belligerent drunk at this point. So
oh shit! All right, that's a good answer. So I'm gonna go next because I chose a dragon, not Spock specifically, but I did choose a dragon. But mine was more like imagine like he goes to land on a roof and it's super icy. Just breathe some fucking fire, melt that shit. Chimney's iced over. Like Santa just lands. He's like, he's like, ho ho, Dracaris, and then just boom, melts all the ice instantly. He's good to go. I'm picking a dragon, not to murder every reindeer, as Tyler said. More so to help him.
what if your dragon was Trogdor and you're just burninating all the village?
You just burn everything down.
Yes. Those
All
of you
right,
who
I mean,
remember
like,
that strong bad back in the day.
it could
Well,
go either
quick
way.
question on that. If he melts all the ice off the roof, is that vaporizing the ice, or is that just creating a massive slipping hazard for the ground level
Yeah,
of
fuck
the home?
everybody else. Santa's worried about himself. So
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Santa totally vapes. So
yeah.
I would guess that a dragon's fire would be so hot that it would,
Just burn the
like,
house down.
well, yes, burn the house down, but I also think that the heat would evaporate the water.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And everything else along with it, apparently. Just everything gone. So he murders a family. There's that too. I went all hopeful and you guys took it dark. I just want to throw that out there. So,
Yeah.
um, Josh, what's your answer?
speaking of murdering everyone, my choice, Airbud.
The dog?
Yeah, yep, because he would like get packages into the bag easier. Um, plus, I don't know, he's just a dog. Like that's fine. I was originally gonna go with Crypto or Krypton. Well, what was the name of Superman's dog? Crypto.
Crypto. Crypto.
Because I mean, he could pull the sled. He could fly automatically. Superpowers like laser vision, could melt all the ice. I guess technically, but I'm sticking with Airbud. You know,
Okay.
because that's pretty much all the reason I have.
That's an interesting choice. I don't know if I agree, but that's fine. That's an
I
interesting choice.
old Yeller was an option, but he's not feeling so great these days.
Oh. Oh. Justin, what do you got?
Can't throw out Clifford.
Oh, Clifford, there you go. Wait, how'd that help
Uh,
Santa?
I don't know.
Just all right, fair enough.
My my answer was the flying spaghetti monster.
Flying spaghetti monster. What?
Are you
It's
not a
a
pastafarian?
deity.
Pastafarian, sorry.
Hang on, I'm
Yeah,
gonna Google this.
it's a deity of the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, or Pastafarianism.
Pastafarian.
Arianism.
Literally
Pastafarianism.
talked about this yesterday at a family gathering.
My favorite thing ever is some Pastafarians argued with, I don't remember what state it was, that colanders were a traditional hat in their religion. And so they were allowed to take their driver's license ID with colanders on their head. And those are my favorite people.
So I'm gonna drop something in Twitch chat that you guys should click.
I'm not
Is
in Twitch, but
a risky click
Pasta,
of the day.
Pastafarian pastor leads prayer at Alaska government meeting, and he's wearing
a colander.
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 Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And the pastor's name is Barrett Fletcher.
That sounds legit. That
Shout
sounds
out to
legit.
Barrett Fletcher, I guess.
So, how would that help Santa? Just out of curiosity.
Because the flying spaghetti would have a lot of arms, so it could help drop shit. Like he might not even have to get off the sleigh.
There you go.
All
It's
the
There you
also
go.
monsters would just be doing it.
a literal
I like it.
deity. So, like, I
Well, they're
feel like
both
that would help.
deities.
Well,
Okay,
And
let's be real.
if he got hungry, if he needed a little snack halfway through, he's got spaghetti right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Airbud is also a deity. So
What?
I mean,
that's true. You can also eat Airbud if you get hungry.
Look. Fuck.
uh,
You cook it first. You wouldn't just eat it raw.
Oh, yes, that's
Like,
what we had the issue with. Yeah.
yeah,
So if I was like, "Oh my god, raw? What the fuck are you doing, Josh? Raw? You gotta
yeah,
cook the dog."
yeah. You gotta skin it. You gotta cook it. Like, I'm not a monster. I'm not eating the fur.
Jesus Christ. All right, we're gonna move on because now I'm sad. You brought up Old Yeller, and you're a downer, Josh. You're a Debbie
Uh,
Downer.
didn't we talk on the podcast that like every animal from any show or movie you've ever watched is
Is
probably
dead.
dead now?
Yeah.
So
Airbud is dead.
Airbud
Airbud is
is,
definitely dead.
and all of the sequels to Airbud, all
They're
of
all
them are
dead.
dead too. Yeah. There's actually a
Uh,
sequel to Airbud where like all of the puppies have superpowers. They're like all crypto.
what?
It's like Airbud 7 or something. I don't know. But they would also be a good choice because that's like a halfway point between my two choices. Airbud
There
and
you go.
Crypto is all of Airbud's children that have superpowers for no explainable reason.
You've you know what I gathered from that? You've seen too many Airbud movies. That's what I've gathered. That's what I got. Just like your Leprechaun movies. You've seen too many. You've seen too many.
Not enough. Not enough.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna news is gonna take a little bit, boys. I have a feeling because Gamescom happened while I was on break, so we got some catching up to do. Now I popped out some trailers I thought were worth talking about, but obviously I didn't catch everything. There's no way I saw everything. Gamescom was what, a week long, if not longer. So there's no way I caught everything. So with the list, was there anything you guys saw that I did not have on my list that you want to talk about? Justin, I think you had one.
yeah. I don't remember what it was though. I didn't write it down.
The Brandon
I
Sanderson one.
I don't know. So what the fuck did I bring up? Was that the
You,
only one that I
that was
brought
the only
up?
one you texted me. Oh, you texted me about another one too. It's some space one.
What was the Brandon Sanderson one?
That was the Moonbreakers.
Yeah. Yep.
Was there another one that I?
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
Space City Building, Ixion.
Ixion.
That looked neat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't realize that Gamescom was that long, but on Saturday or Sunday, maybe Sunday, I went out on the patio, and drank some coffee, and watched like a YouTube video had like the 30 games that were, no, it wasn't that many, but it was a bunch of trailers of a bunch of shit that they
Oh, all
showcased.
in one video? That would have been
Yeah,
handy.
yeah. So I just sat out there and drank coffee and watched all those
Yeah.
videos.
Nice. Nice. Um So yeah, Moonbreaker, I totally missed it. I never even saw it. So I went back and looked after you said it though. So kind of like tabletop slash painting minis slash story by Brandon Sanderson, which sounds like a winning formula a little bit.
They kind of, some other comparisons I saw was that it was like a tabletop Hearthstone.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I think it's sort of a rock, paper, scissors type mechanic, but with those, your
Minifigs.
cards are
Yeah.
minis instead. And then it has a tool inside of it that you can use to like paint specific pieces or whatever. And I don't know. I just thought that sounded kind of neat. And then the story was going to be released in segments. as like audiobooks from Brandon Sanderson.
Oh, sweet. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I thought that might, depending on the price, might be cool
Yeah.
to check out.
Awesome.
But I don't know what the order to get into. I will say I already signed up for betas of Hyenas, the Dune
Shame on that one.
MMO,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's another one I think that I signed up for, maybe not. But I did install a game that came out of Gamescom.
Peggy
A trial
18.
at least.
Nice. Well, obviously Dune's on the list. So we'll talk about that in a little bit because that one's interesting to me. Tyler, did you have anything not on the list that you saw or heard of?
No, nothing to
Okay.
add.
Fair enough. Josh?
I had a couple things that were interesting. New trailer for Callisto Protocol, which still looks amazing because
I
Dead
didn't even
Space.
watch it. Yeah.
But
Why didn't you watch it?
Because I already know I want to play this game. I'm absolutely going to play it day one. I don't want to see anything else.
spoiled. I feel ya.
This video was awesome though.
I bet.
It was dope. Dark Pictures, The Devil in Me.
Yeah.
Looks pretty dope. I mean, I like the other games by the company, or at least the ones that
Supermassive, yeah.
I've played. And it looked pretty spoopy. So that looked good. And then I don't think on your list, Wo Long, made by Team Ninja.
Okay.
It's
Team Ninja.
Yes, it's a Team Ninja game, so it's gonna be great. The article that I read was why Wo Long is not going to be like Neo, and so I just know that it's probably going to be like Neo because they have to like try to figure out a way to like differentiate between it and the other games.
What's the game called again?
Wo Long, WOLONG. I think it's 2 words. So that looked good, and I like. I mean, Ninja Gaiden was dope. So other Team Ninja stuff is great.
Dude, this is absolutely going to be like Neo. 100%.
Cam
100%.
Genshin is always free.
Yeah, Genshin was on there. I saw that.
3.0 came out. Skipping ahead here, but if we do, what are we playing? But
oh yeah, I totally. Fuck, we gotta do that. I skipped it. That's fine.
So those were my 3 that weren't on your list.
Okay.
You gotta. Sorry, before I was just gonna say on that Hyenas, you guys should check it out. I think it's made by some of the Payday creators, but it's like a FPS heist game in 0G.
Oh, I saw that. Do you know what my first thought was? This is what I wanted Star Citizen to be. That was my first thought when I saw that trailer.
Hyenas?
I don't think it's anything like Star Citizen because I
Don't
don't think
you-
there's ship flying.
Oh,
It's just
there's not?
purely no. It's just I think purely FPS.
Okay. Because you like launch into a place from outer space, and then you like it showed people drifting out in space, didn't it? If I remember.
Yeah,
right?
I think the whole thing is pretty much 0G.
Yeah.
You're in space. I just don't think you fly ships.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
But I signed up for that trial.
Okay. So, all right.
So
Well, before we get
far, I was gonna say I'm halfway through the Hyenas trailer, and they have yet to be in 0G, but they
Okay,
finally
good.
hit 0G as I was
There we
complaining
go.
about it.
Well, let's really quick backtrack because I totally skipped a segment. I was off a week. I got vacation brain. I'll blame it on that. What are we playing now? Justin, kick us off. What have you been playing?
So this is gonna shock you. So last weekend, I think it was last weekend, I was just putzing on the computer and I was looking up something, something about Anubis's weapon. It's like 5 in the morning. I was hanging out in Discord with Rowan, maybe 6, I don't know. And I saw a armor set for a game that said Anubis's armor or something. And I was like, what the fuck is that? I clicked on it, Assassin's Creed, and I was like, what?
God.
And then I saw Assassin's Creed Origins and it was like Egypt. And I was like, what the
Yeah.
hell? When did they have an Egypt themed Assassin's
Such
Creed?
a dope game.
Yeah, so I downloaded it,
Did ya?
and that's pretty much the only game that I've been playing since. Well, that was last Sunday,
Okay.
Saturday or Sunday, so like a week. Um, and then I got Adobe Creative Cloud and started messing around in After Effects, like that video that I showed you
Yeah.
that I made. And so my goal is to work on custom overlay for our Twitch
Hell yeah.
next, but I was using that. And then Friday, without going into all the drama behind it, my computer started having issues. And after spending the weekend trying to troubleshoot it, 100% positive it is the GPU. So my computer is out of commission currently. As you can see, it's laying down behind me, taking a little nap.
Ouch. Take a little nap.
But then today, I played a little bit of fuck. Now I'm mind blanking the name. Turbo Golf Racing. It is on Game Pass.
I saw that.
So I was gonna say I think that we should play that as a stream game
Okay.
sometime. I don't know how much it costs because Huff doesn't have Game Pass,
Yeah.
but
That would
it
be
is.
fun.
But it's. I think you can have up to 8 people or so. It looked. Ooh, Cam said it's $18.
It's like
How much? How
Yeah,
much is
Rocket
League.
game?
League.
How much is Game Pass?
Eight.
Maybe it's cheaper to just buy Game Pass.
I'm sure if you sign up for the trial quick and delete it, then probably yeah,
I
it is.
have had Game Pass before, so I don't
Oh,
think I can
okay.
do
So I can't do
Discord.
that.
I bought Discord Nitro, and they gave me like 3 months of
Oh,
free.
okay.
Yeah.
I did not use it at all in those 3 months.
I have
Much
a two
shame.
month one in my Discord right now if it would let you use it.
Hmm. I don't know.
Nice.
I don't know.
Well,
I can send you the code.
Assassin's Creed's the interesting one. I'm not gonna lie. I never thought I'd hear you say that.
Yeah,
Are you enjoying it?
I didn't think that I would ever say that either, and I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Interesting. You haven't hit the burnout phase yet?
Nope.
Okay.
Um, it
They really added
is
some good flavor to it, like to
Which
set it
well,
apart.
I think I haven't played them in forever, Tyler, so remind me. Odyssey was like the last game before Ubisoft lost
so
their fucking minds and
so
just
this one is Origin, and that's the
yeah.
Egypt.
Yeah.
Odyssey was the Greek.
Odyssey's the one where they lost their fucking minds and when we're gonna make this map 5 times bigger than Odyssey and fill it full of just shit, if I remember right.
Valhalla or Odyssey.
Uh Odyssey. Odyssey was the one where they just like it was so
Gotcha.
fucking big, and I was like, I'm never gonna do all that because Odyssey was the Greek one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, where there was just so much, and I was like, I'm never gonna do all this. It was just fucking overwhelming. I did beat Origins, if I remember right. I think that was the last Assassin's Creed game I finished.
So
So
you have to remember too, for me, I haven't played Assassin's Creed since a little bit of the second one.
yeah,
And so this Origin is the first time that they did that
okay,
new method of the pure open world, like, travel to
yeah,
different cities.
okay,
And so for me, it's fun. And then you also have to think about the fact that I absolutely love Egypt stuff.
yes, right,
Mhm.
So
Mm,
it is,
Me too.
yeah, it's awesome. And
cool,
I've been
very
having a
nice.
ton of fun with it. Um, and I've just been setting it to scale with me. So when I go to other zones,
It's just as strong.
yeah, like things don't scale down, but
Yeah,
if I go to zones I've already beat, everyone scales up. So it's just and just trying to play where no one ever sees me. Like I've gone complete game sessions and not ever been spotted, and it's just
nice.
fucking satisfying.
There you go.
I've had
Cool,
having a good time with it.
awesome,
I,
very nice.
I watched you playing on Twitch, and I'm like, I don't have the patience for that.
Yeah,
You're like hanging on a building, waiting for a guy to walk to the correct spot, and I'm like, fuck that. Nope, nope. I cannot sneak in games for that reason. I'm just too impatient.
I like it. All right, Tyler, what have you been playing?
So I picked up Far Cry 6. It's been okay. Meh.
Yeah, yeah.
Also been playing a game um, called Dead Age 2. If you've ever played Darkest Dungeon, it's kind of along the same lines, like a side-scrolling, turn-based, fight and shoot and kill and zombie
Okay,
sort of thing. Pretty fun for like $15.
there you go.
Um, But then the main one, um, Destiny 2 released a free content update, and class, or not class, whatever the elemental type of arc is called, did a rework for that and released new content. So I am tapping my veins for it because my body is ready.
There you go.
It's so good.
Adam has that ready to play too.
Oh, it's as amazing as it was like 4 years ago when I stopped playing it.
So I was gonna say, as somebody who I played Destiny 2 at launch, and that was it, would I be completely lost if I jump back in?
It's hard to say. There's been like 6 expansions,
Yeah.
and some of them are included, some of them are free,
Okay.
and some of them are paid for. I'm still trying to figure out where I need to be, but
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't know if I can ever jump back in. I don't know.
Crucible, baby.
Yeah. Also, I'm fucking terrible at PvP. Anything PvP, I'm awful. So I don't want to
That
frustrate myself.
Destiny is the one game that I can actually do decent in
Yeah.
PvP. Everything else, I'm trash.
Yeah, I'm with you. Fuck it. I just find people who are really good at the game and then say I won because I'm on their team. That's usually what I do. So,
Just get
um,
carried.
yep. uh, cool. Josh, what have you been playing?
Been playing some Genshin Impact.
You probably have probably a
So
fuckload of Genshin.
3.0 came out, which unlocked Sumeru, an entirely new area. That's like,
I thought that
um,
was going to be a character. Not gonna
no,
lie.
it does sound like a character name, but it's like a jungle, like biome. So like lots and lots of trees and vines, and all the bad guys are like mushrooms and uh, like I don't know. It kind of reminds me like the Persians from like Prince of Persia. Like that's kind of how all the like enemies are dressed.
Okay.
Like traditional type of wear, scimitars and shit like that. So um, it's pretty good. The story so far has been pretty solid, and the banner characters are Zhongli, my favorite character in the game. So I dumped all of my resources into getting uh, ascensions or constellations for him, which means nothing to all
Nope.
of you, but
Not a thing.
make
Not a
make him
goddamn thing.
stronger. Make him stronger. And then the other banner character is a new character named Tanari, and he's dope. And I am trying to get a copy of him before he's gone. But
Yeah.
um, he'll be on the standard banner, which means that if you ever fail, like whenever you roll for or pull for a 5-star character, you have a 50-50 shot of getting the character on the banner or somebody from a pool of standard characters, and he will be
Yeah.
on a standard list. So
Right.
I could accidentally get him later on by failing a 50-50 on someone I'm rolling for. But he is dope. So I trying to get him, but um, that's about it. That's all I have played really, other than Dark and Darker from last week.
Nice.
Justin, you also might want to check out. There is Anubis armor in the game Warframe. That looks pretty dope. Uh,
Rowan plays Warframe, and I've had it downloaded probably 10 times since it's come out because it's been out for a while, right?
yeah, quite a while.
I've had it on like the Switch, PlayStations, PC. Never once played it. I've
Yeah,
installed it several times, never touched it.
it kind of reminds me of Destiny just in its aesthetic. I've never actually played it, but I was over at someone's house and they were playing it, and they were playing as I forget what the like Royal Inaris armor or
Yeah, it
something.
looks like it says
Um,
Inaros, Anubis helmet.
Inaros. And it essentially gives you like scarabs that you can like launch at people, and you can turn them into dust and like or sand, and then like absorb their health and something. It was pretty dope. But when you were talking about trying a game because of Anubis armor, then I'm like Warframe, because I
It does
completely.
look sweet.
But
I think it's. Oh, they have. Oh, maybe a couple different kinds. But yeah, it does look cool.
Nice, cool. Okay, so I didn't really play a whole lot of gaming. Like I said, we were on vacation, and then we had some other stuff going on. So I haven't played a whole lot. I did dump a bunch more hours into Skyrim. Still, just enjoy going through that again. It's interesting. They have the whatever eighth special edition that they've released now has a bunch of mods on it, so that's been kind of cool to fuck with. That's been pretty fun. Like, there's a whole bunch of like missions and quests and stuff that are just user generated that are added to the game, so that's been a lot of fun. Just kind of going through stuff I've never done before.
So how many times have you bought Skyrim?
I don't fucking know, three probably. I bet. So yeah. But anyways, that's really all I've been playing. We've been really busy. So, there's a new retailer coming to town, and my wife applied there as an assistant manager, and she had her interview before we went on vacation. And then as we were driving up to vacation, she got a call from the district manager, and they offered her the store manager job. So she's gonna run the whole fucking thing, which
Hell
is
yeah.
You
really
should text
exciting.
us what
Nice.
store that is.
I'll put it in Discord chat. Nobody can see
That
Discord
might
chat.
pop up. Don't
That
do
may,
that.
Alright.
That might.
yeah.
Alright, I'll text you.
Just
But
put it
anyways,
directly into Twitch chat. Just skip the it accidentally appearing and just go straight for giving it out. Also, your
Adam's
social
gonna be real
security number.
confused, but fuck it. Um, so anyways, so she got that, but unfortunately that requires 2 months of training in Des Moines, which is gonna suck a little bit. So we're trying to kind of get things set up, planning on her being gone for a long time. So
Like she'll have to just stay down there.
she'll come home, like she'll work not necessarily every weekend off, but she'll have 2 days off in a row to come home. But still, like,
But I mean, during the week she'll have to stay down there.
yeah, she stays in a hotel the whole time. So,
Damn.
so, but yeah, that's really exciting news. So we're just trying to get shit set up with the dog and finding time where I can go down there and see her and stuff like that. So we've been busy with all that shit. Then my lawnmower broke. I'm trying to fix that, and I had a rough go of it, but
You're trying to fix it yourself?
yeah, YouTube. I'm trying to go off YouTube. It's not going well, but I might just finally have to call somebody. That's probably what I'm getting to because my grass just keeps getting longer. So I'm gonna have to fix that eventually. But anyway, so yeah, just Skyrim. That's it. That's all I've been doing, dumping some time into Skyrim. So I am hitting that burnout phase though. I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm like, I'm ready to move on, but I need to finish the main quest line because I never have. We'll see. We'll see.
Cam said that he's also been playing that for a while lately.
Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hell yeah. So, I mean, it's a blast, but like some of it I've already done before, twice before. So I'm like, I don't know. Um, and
I
every
don't know
time
that
I say like, what's that?
I don't know that I've ever beaten it, so I feel
Yeah,
you.
I like did everything but the main quest line basically in previous playthroughs. But every time I'm like, I'm gonna do something different this time. I'm gonna be a mage, or I'm gonna be like a two-hand tank. And I just go fucking stealth bow every time. Every time. That's all I
It's the
play.
best.
So it is the best. So all right.
Is she
Let
gonna get a discount?
yes, she will. Yep.
Family discount too?
I'm sure. Yeah,
Hell
we'll figure
yeah.
something out. But I told her I'm gonna just retire and be a stay-at-home dog dad because she's gonna make more money than me now. So I'm like, I'm just gonna podcast full time. You got this. So,
Hell
uh,
yeah.
so yeah, pretty cool though. We're excited. Just get through the 2 months. They're opening the store the week before Thanksgiving. Can you fucking imagine how
Oof.
insane? How insane is that gonna be? Oh my
Pretty,
god,
pretty bad.
I
Pretty
feel for
bad.
her. I feel for her. Yeah, all right, here we go. Okay, so let's do Gamescom, shall we? Let's now that we took a little detour, we'll dive back in. Um, the first game I have on our list was first announced. Fun fact: 8 years ago is when this game was announced to the world. And then it fell off the face of the earth. Everybody's like, "Oh, this game's clearly never coming out." And then by some magic, it's back. We got a new cinematic trailer with a release date of February 3rd, 2023, and that game is Dead Island 2. Um so at first, the more I thought about it, I was like, just a cinematic trailer? Do we really need a gameplay trailer for Dead Island 2? Like, we know what Dead Island 2 is going to be, right? If you've played Dying Light or the first Dead Island, you don't really need to see gameplay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know exactly what you're
But
getting out of it.
exactly. But I was floored that this was probably the biggest surprise out of everything was like, holy shit, where did Dead Island 2 come from? Josh,
I
would
thought the same thing.
yeah, like I was saying, you had your headphones off, but you aware that this game was announced 8 years ago?
Yeah.
8 years ago.
Yeah, because a lot of people, I want to say that there's some crazy, like some of the people from Dead Island or Dying Light 2 swapped
Oh,
or
really?
something, or I mean, because both of those games were suspected to, I don't know, never actually come out.
Yeah,
And
right.
like they got on the chopping block and then came out, and I don't know. So I
Yeah,
have kind of been following this enough to see like that it was going to be in LA and see some pictures, but then it also seemed to die. So
right. Well, Josh, we'll go to you first. Did you ever play Dead Island 1 and are you excited about this at all?
Yeah, I actually played it with Justin and Adam,
Oh, there you
like
go.
way
I
back
think
in the
and
day.
Dad.
Yeah.
I think so. I invested all of my skill points into kick,
Did you?
and
Yeah,
uh,
it was
you
hilarious.
would just run and do like a jump kick, and it would just like launch people into outer space. It was fabulous. If you ever get a chance playing Dead Island 1 again, it was so much fun. Wasn't the most efficient way of fighting anything, and then anytime that like one of like the super bad guys shows
Yeah.
up, I just like hid behind the rest of them while they shot him. But kicking all of the random zombies was so much fun. Um,
It'll be
I
nice. It would be
okay,
nice to have a new scenario though,
yeah,
because I feel like we did that one so much the island got old.
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
I'm
Definitely.
looking forward to this game. Asterisk when it comes out eventually, supposedly. Uh, but I'm a little disappointed that in 8 years we couldn't get a gameplay trailer. uh, like
Right.
like really we still can't see a gameplay. It's coming out in what
6
6 months,
months. Yeah.
and we still don't have gameplay. Um, gotta wonder if it's actually coming out in
Right.
6 months.
Right.
But you know I've never been described as optimistic, so you know maybe that's just me. But um, I also I didn't necessarily love the cinematic trailer. I thought it was kind of boring. Like, oh, look at
Yeah.
how much gore we have. Like, look
Right.
at how much blood, blood, blood. And I'm like, okay, can I see some gameplay, please?
Right.
I get it's gonna be gory. That's fine. Just show me what this game looks like. So
Right.
I don't necessarily love it, but I loved the first game, and so I could absolutely see myself buying it anyway.
Okay. Tyler, were you Dead Island fan or are you excited for this at all?
So I played about an hour of the first one, um, and I really, I'm gonna have to see gameplay to see whether or not I'm gonna care. There's gonna be a theme in this episode for a certain type of gameplay, but about the cinematic trailer, yeah, there was a lot of gore. One thing that I found particularly awesome was the look of the pill bottles that the guy picks up. Just the graphical quality and realism of that. It just stood out to me. I'm like, damn, that looks good.
Especially
And
when he flings open like the
yeah,
medicine cabinet and they all fall down. It
yeah, totally.
looked really
Somebody
well
did their
rendered.
job right.
Yeah,
Somebody did their job right.
They put a lot of effort that shows in their cinematics trailers. Like the for the first one was legendary, but
Hmm.
eh, we'll see what happens. It probably won't be one I pick up.
Okay, fair enough. Uh
Tyler, did you ever play that game with anyone or just solo?
Of course not. I don't have friends.
that would make or break the game for me. I never
Yeah,
played it
and
solo because it wasn't fun.
I get
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
it is way more fun running around with friends.
See, I'm the polar opposite. I have friends and I don't want to play games with them. I want single player experiences. Like
There's
I'm
just
the
certain
polar.
games I think are better
Yeah.
suited for co-op, and I think that Dying Light is one of them.
I mean, Dead Island 1 I played a lot
Oh
with
yeah,
Jeremy and Leif. So, um we did play some, but I feel like I beat the whole story by myself. Couldn't tell you what it was about. Don't remember anything. But um Justin, I know you loved you some Dead Island. Dead Island 2 a game you're going to pick up?
I'm. We'll just say that if the rest, or at least 3 other friends, are getting it, there's a good chance that I would.
Right, right.
I mean, it's 2023, right?
Yep.
6 months from
Yeah,
now.
6 months away.
Yeah.
So, uh, the two things I want to know. One, like I kind of mentioned earlier, gameplay trailer. I don't know if we need a trailer. It's Dead Island. If you've played a
Yes, I was
Techland
gonna
game,
mention on that.
yeah,
I feel like the first game too, a lot of the like trailers were just sort of movie things, and I feel like they transitioned so well from live to cutscene and back to live that I almost honestly take that as gameplay,
right.
especially after playing the first one.
I
Sorry,
almost
Huff, what were you?
I almost felt like the first Dead Islands trailer was almost like false advertisement.
It was
Uh
Oh, totally.
absolutely
because it
very much.
implied that there would be like uh features for how the like zombies would break down, and there would be like multiple layers, and it was heavily implied what the like theme was going to be, and then you got this like campy you can kick people into space, and none of that existed. So I the first Dead Island's trailer was significantly more serious looking than this one was. So I'm glad they didn't go in that direction. But that's kind of why I want a gameplay trailer, is because the first one, the cinematic trailers we had in the game that came out were not even remotely similar, in my opinion.
Oh
So
yeah.
I I feel like this trailer will be much closer to the
What
gameplay because it's
what if they go
ridiculous. But
polar opposite now? Like the trailer's all campy and crazy, and then the game is just super serious.
yeah, it's like
Like,
a
I
yeah.
might be down.
yeah.
So apologies for the rant, Justin. Go ahead, but I just want to mention that I loved the cinematic trailers for the first game. They just were for a completely unrelated game to Dead Island.
Right.
Yeah, I guess more my point on that was that in that trailer it did show gameplay, so like you could actually see the interactions. That's why I feel confident in it. I don't, I don't know if you guys watched the same video or not, but
Yeah.
I must
and
not
I
have.
just
I don't remember there being any in-game stuff.
I dropped one in the Twitch chat, but
What's that?
I dropped one in
Oh,
Twitch chat, a
yeah.
video
Okay.
of
Okay.
gameplay, and
Um, the only other thing I was going to bring up is the release date, kind of like what Josh brought up before. I don't foresee this game coming out February 3rd, just because we're running into the same thing we ran into last year, where first quarter 2023 is going to be fucking loaded. And I feel like Dead Island 2 is one of those games that will absolutely get lost in the shuffle if that's the case. I mean, we got Hogwarts Legacy, we got Starfield, we got Forspoken, we got potentially oh fuck, the game Adam's super pumped for, Stalker 2,
Stalker 2.
Stalker 2 potentially. Like there are so many. Resident Evil 4 remake is supposed to come out around that time. Like I just don't. Dead Island's one of those games I feel like will get lost.
We lose
Bye,
Justin.
Justin. We lost Justin. He'll probably be back. We'll be all right. Hey, welcome back.
the hell,
The hell?
my Discord just died.
Oh, you back? You good?
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough. Um, But anyways, we'll see. I don't know if that game's gonna come out. We'll see. Um, next one, uh, that I want to talk about is, well, honestly, my fucking trailer of the entire show, and that's Lies of P. So we've talked about this before. It's kind of based. It's based off Pinocchio, like the Pinocchio lore. Um, gameplay trailer. Uh, I think it looked fucking dope, dude, and I am very excited for this game now. I'm interested to see what you guys think. Justin has a I just smelled shit look on his face, so Justin, what did you think of this trailer?
I watched two different trailers of it, and well, I think one was gameplay. The trailer looked cool. The piece when at the very end when they're walking and they set the coffin down and it's like the bunny and like these modified ballistic masks, that looked sweet. But then when I watched some um, gameplay, it just looked extremely boring. Like gameplay like Dark Souls, I would imagine, but
Yeah.
just more boring. Like all the movement just seemed, at least the monster movement looked really robotic and stiff, and I was just like, meh, this doesn't do anything for me.
I feel like we just watched two completely different trailers. I am the polar opposite of you. I thought it looked fucking incredible, dude. And you kind of hit the nail on the head. Very Souls like. The combat's gonna be very Souls like, which I'm totally fine with. Um, I don't know, just something about it, like just the whole setting, the whole different take on Pinocchio is kind of cool. I don't know, man. Everything about this, I'm 100% in for. 100% in. I'm definitely thinking it's going to be like a holiday 2023, so we're probably going to have to wait quite a while, if not delayed to 2024, which is also possible. But Josh, we'll go to you next. What were your thoughts?
I am somewhere in between you two. I'm gonna need to
Okay.
see more because it looks very Bloodborne esque,
Yes.
specifically both in theme, combat, and he's got a gun arm. So like, very, it's just Bloodborne. It's Bloodborne. Let's
Yeah.
so uh so that looked cool. The story looks cool. I love the theme, like the very gothic, dark, whatever. I also felt what I watched for gameplay didn't necessarily look all that fun. But what I clicked on was called a gameplay trailer, and I want to bitch for just a small second that there's a difference between gameplay trailer and trailer that's in-game footage.
Hmm.
Because if it's 5 minutes of 1 second bits of them like hitting somebody, that is not gameplay trailer. We're not actually
Right.
seeing how the game plays. We're seeing like a static image in the game engine. Fuck off. And like 80% of the Gamescom gameplay trailers had no actual gameplay in it. It was like a cutscene within the engine, not gameplay. That is watching a movie like with shittier graphics. Let's be honest. So like I was very annoyed that I'm like, okay, cool. Hogwarts Legacy gameplay trailer. No gameplay.
Right.
The Tales from the Borderland gameplay trailer. No gameplay. The Dead Island 2 gameplay trailer. No gameplay. Like, just because it's in engine does not make it a gameplay trailer. Go to hell. Lies P, I'm gonna actually need to see like a real gameplay trailer. Maybe Justin, you said you watched two. Maybe I need to watch
Yeah,
that
I'll
other
send
one.
you one.
But the
So
one I watched, it had like splits of 1 second pieces of fighting monsters, and I'm like, this just looks boring. But it's also 1 second chunks of monster fights. So, I mean,
right.
what do you expect, right? So
So so so we're kind of all across the board. I'm super hyped. Justin's not hyped at all. Josh is in the middle. Tyler, where are you falling on this?
Boy, Ryan, you're a nice guy, and I hate to burst your bubble, but I've played BioShock and I've played Dishonored, and I'm gonna be sitting this one out. I couldn't be
Really?
more disinterested.
Wait, you didn't like BioShock?
No, I loved them, but I've
Okay,
already
all
played
right.
them.
Ooh, okay, I see what you're saying now. You scared me for a second.
No,
Uh,
it I'm also, into the Souls stuff too, but I didn't get that feel, and I just meh. No, it reminded me more of. I mean, the scenery is cool. The setting
Looks very
feels
nice.
very, gothic steampunk, which is absolutely dope. Eh,
it's more so the gameplay snippets, we'll say, Josh. The gameplay snippets that you saw you were not a fan of. Yeah? No? Yes? No?
Tyler,
Okay, fair
did we
enough.
lose you? Did we lose you?
no.
Oh, you're
Hmm.
there. Okay. All right, fair enough. Um, I don't. I think it's gonna be great. I'm just saying. I think, and maybe it's just like it's a me type game that could have something to do with it. Like, obviously, I saw this. My first thought was definitely not. Oh, Justin would love this game. That definitely never happened. But, um,
I will
for
say
me,
the video that I shared in Twitch this time, the combat doesn't look as bad. It still looks like a game I wouldn't enjoy at all, but it
yeah.
doesn't look like this. I don't know. This one looks more polished.
Okay.
Still boring.
Still boring. Fair enough. All right, well, we'll see. Hopefully that does come out next year, probably late next year. We'll see. Next, the Hogwarts Legacy story trailer. So this has been a game that's been on my radar for a long time. So I was super excited to see more about the story. And after watching this, I'm now less excited for the game. I thought this was a terrible fucking trailer. Um, just like they tried to incorporate like the dark magic, and they said they're trying to make it like a choice based game, but there's a part in the trailer where like the character you created plus some other character are like in this like cave or something, and they show like the Crucio curse, which is the curse of, if you're not a Harry Potter nerd like myself, it's just the curse that causes pain. That's all it does. It just causes pain. And the kid that you're with at one point in the trailer says, I can either teach you how to use this or I can use it on you. And I'm like, why are those the two choices? Those are two stupid ass choices. Where's option three, where we both just piece the fuck out of here and forget we ever saw this? Like, I don't know. I thought this set the whole game back for me. I thought it looked dumb,
They
but
also
Josh,
cast the Crucio course on a wall in the cave for some
yeah,
reason. Like, that seems like the best way to use the spell, because that will definitely let us know whether it was correctly cast or not. This wall can feel pain, obviously.
then
Um,
these zombies rise up from the ground. I don't. This was a bad trailer, dude. This was not a good trailer. I don't. This kind of, like I said, set the game back for me quite a bit. I feel like. I feel like they shouldn't have even shown this trailer, honestly. But Josh, you kind of brought up some good points. What did you think of this?
I don't think that this decreased my excitement whatsoever.
Because it
Um,
was already low.
because it already looked like a bad game. Um, I if you remember the last time we've talked about it, this game just looks kind of boring. Um, I don't. This didn't help me make it not look boring to me. Um,
Right.
I love the idea of the Harry Potter world in a game. The execution, not so much. Also, I'm a little concerned about that there is the two people throughout the entirety of the trailer. Is this
Until
like
some
one of
older ones
those?
in. Yeah.
Is this like some sort of escort quest? And it's like a short period of time, or are we talking like a Resident Evil 5? There has to be two players at all
It
point in
better not
time,
be.
and then I want to hurt things. Because it won't be good. There are zero games where that is good. Um, Resident Evil 5 was only tolerable if you had a second player. So yeah, so already real low excitement for this one. Equally low excitement after this trailer.
After. Fair enough. Tyler, where are you at?
Honestly, I didn't even give this trailer the courtesy of a watch. I have zero interest in Harry
Fair.
Potter. Not to say that it's bad. I'm not going to trash on it because there's merit to it. I just don't care. So
It's just not for you. That's
yep.
fair. You didn't miss much, Tyler. To be honest with you, I don't think this trailer was even worth watching.
Oh, I
I went
know.
from yeah. I don't know. I went from hyped to see more Hogwarts Legacy to being like, oh no, okay. Um, Justin, huge Potterhead. What do you think?
I'm not a huge Potterhead.
I know that was sarcasm.
I was gonna say I think I've seen each movie once, and that's all I have for
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
All
I've
right,
been to Harry Potter World or whatever in Orlando twice.
dude. I want to go. That would be
Like
awesome.
we went for free for work.
Oh, lucky you. That would be fun. That would be
I
cool.
thought you said you didn't like traveling. Did
I
I just
don't.
hear that like
Yeah,
an hour ago?
I don't. But I want to go to Harry Potter World and Star Wars. I want. I don't know. Anyways. But
I
anyway,
think the
so
Star Wars one is in California though, right?
is it? I have no idea.
I was under
I
the
could
I
be
don't
impression
wrong.
follow enough. I
I was
don't
under
want
the
to take out
impression
a
they were
second
both.
mortgage on my house to be able to afford to go, so I'm never gonna go. So, because Disney's fucking ridiculous. Um. Anyways, so Hogwarts Legacy. We'll move on from that because that was kind of disappointing. Next is the Outlast Trials. Now, I never played the Outlast games,
I
and
played one
after
and two.
watching this, I'm like, should I have played them? Like, is this what the other games were like? Because I got some Bioshock vibes for sure. I don't, with like much scarier, obviously, than Bioshock, I think. Although facing a Big Daddy makes you shit your pants a couple times, I think, the first couple times you face one. But, um, I don't know, dude. Like, this makes me want to go back and play the Outlast games.
I
Justin, we'll go to
remember
you first.
the very first Outlast Adam bought, and God, that might have been when we were living together. Either way, I never played it, but I watched him play it, and Outlast is one of the like scariest games I think I've ever
Yeah. But
played.
was the gameplay like this trailer with like combat and shit, or just run away?
Uh, I,
It was mostly running away.
yeah, I think he
I'll answer
mostly
for
ran
that.
away.
I hate those games, so don't go back and play them. Probably.
Yeah,
I would recommend them. They were good games. I enjoyed them. I also tried to play the first one on like nightmare difficulty. And if you exist in the same location as the bad guy, you get caught. There is no I don't
Yeah.
you have to like I don't know, be friggin' ace at that game before you can even try that difficulty. So don't do that. Don't be an idiot and try to play it on Nightmare. But on the normal difficulties, they're quite fun.
Okay.
They are kind of scary.
But does the Outlast Trials look like a different path for Outlast, or does it look
I think it does look like it has some similarities. I think they've added to their structure a little bit.
okay?
Because I do think that this looks closer to Bioshock than it
Yeah.
looked to the original Outlast games. Although there are parts of the Outlast games that are Bioshock esque,
Are
but
they okay? Um.
just in like atmosphere and feel and things.
Right.
But
Right. Okay. Tyler, this do anything for you?
I don't really get into the survival horror much. I will say it was an odd trailer because the character models looked straight out of Half-Life 2, but everything else looked really good, and it was a strange combination. Um, but I probably won't play it just because I like to take my time and sneak rather than run the hell away from big scary things that make me want to pee.
sneaking is super crucial in the first games.
Yeah.
Like the only reason you're running is because you fucked it up, or you're like me and hate sneaking and just go balls in.
I,
Uh,
I would fuck it up, so I'd be running, so I wouldn't get the chance to sneak. I'm just not
yeah.
good at those games.
See, that's why Resident Evil Biohazard was unplayable to me, because all you do is fucking run away in that game. Like I couldn't do it. And then there's Aliens Isolation, which Leif really liked.
Oh
That
yeah,
was the same thing. I couldn't fucking do it. All you do is sneak and run. Sneak and run. That's all you do in that game. And I fucking hate games like that. Hate games like that. So Definitely not going back to play the first Outlast or the second Outlast. But if we see more Outlast trials and there's definitely some more combat to it, I'll definitely think about checking it out. So just
I
not for
think,
me.
I think that you should play the Outlast games on stream.
Just because I'll hate
Just
it.
because I want to watch you scream, and that sounds hilarious to me.
Yeah, I'm into that.
I
So
don't
yeah,
really, I don't jump scare easy. Like I don't think I'd be scared by it. I don't know. I think I'd just be
don't know
annoyed.
till you try.
Yeah,
Don't know
I
till
think
you
I'd just
We
be
try.
would find out.
right. All right. So up next, new Tales from the Borderlands. So I saw it was Gearbox doing it. Did anybody else? Did I miss the Telltale logo? Is this not a Telltale game?
I assumed it was, but I guess I don't actually know.
I never saw the logo pop up because I was looking for it. Because I know they're doing Wolf Among Us too. Telltale is. They're back, kind of.
Ooh, Wolf Among Us.
I
Yeah,
love Wolf
that
Among
was
Us.
announced a long time ago. Wolf Among Us 2 is coming. Telltale's doing it, but all I saw was Gearbox logo for Tales from the New Borderlands. Or New Tales from the Borderlands.
2K, Gearbox, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch,
No
Steam,
Telltale.
Epic. Looking at all of the fine print. Take Two Interactive. If it's in here, yeah, I sure can't find it.
So that's one thing that made me question. Is this going to be a traditional Borderlands game set in the Tales from the Borderlands kind of characters and stuff, or are we going to get like a classic Telltale game just made by Gearbox? Because I love Tales from the Borderlands. I don't know if anybody else played it. Um, I thought it was fucking hilarious, and like that's like the perfect setting for a Telltale game is Borderlands universe because it was funny. Um, Scooter, who's still the best character in any fucking out of all the Borderlands characters that have ever come out, Scooter's always been my favorite. But he played a major part in the game, so that was huge. And then Chris Hardwick voiced one of the characters, and I don't know, dude. I loved the first one, but I couldn't get a sense from this trailer of what this game is going to be. And at first, I figured it would be just like the first one, but when I didn't see the Telltale logo pop up, I was like, "Huh, interesting." So I wonder if it's going to be just like a typical shooter that Gearbox always does with Borderlands, just set in the Tales from the Borderlands. I don't know. I couldn't get enough. But Tyler, did you ever play the first one? Or are you a Borderlands fan at all?
So, and I swear all my comments aren't going to be negative. Um, I absolutely love the Borderlands games, the shooters. I didn't play the Telltale version. Um, what concerns me is the characters that are introduced just look boring as absolute shit, and that worries me because I love the series so much, and I feel that that could be a conflict. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to see more. I've probably sunk conservatively 200 hours into Borderlands 2,
Hell yeah.
and I don't know. I played other Telltale games that are great, but not Borderlands yet.
So would you prefer a classic Borderlands game or Telltale style?
Well, considering how much of a letdown the classes in Borderlands 3 were, um, they're gonna have to do something better because
Yeah.
you can't give me the Borderlands 2 Siren and Gunzerker classes and then shit the bed in the next game with their absolute terrible classes. I don't know. Maybe
Right.
I'm picky,
Hmm. Interesting.
but I'll keep an
Um
eye out for it.
yeah, for sure. Justin, do anything for you?
Um, I mean, it looked entertaining. I kind of assumed that it was like the old classic Borderlands games.
Hmm.
Watching that,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I don't know. I didn't even think about it being a Telltale one.
Right.
Did you guys see the little miniature figure battles? That looked awful.
Yeah, I
Did
agree.
Did y'all play Tina's Tiny Wonderland?
I
No,
haven't,
No.
no.
Because there is
No.
some like miniature esque like D&D segments of that. I never played it, but I have seen it. So that is something established in the Borderlands games, I guess. But
Okay.
About as intriguing as WoW's pet battles for me. I just don't
Yeah.
care.
So Josh, anything for you?
so now I'm just confused that it's not a Telltale game.
Right.
Because I assumed it was when I watched it. Um, but I think the thing that could really just clear up all of this is some fucking gameplay. Uh, oh my god. Because yeah, to me, I assumed this is a Telltale esque game. There is zero shooting of the first person uh, that I remember in here, so it doesn't. I feel like there would have to be if it's a traditional Borderlands game. You can't make a traditional Borderlands game and then use the name from the Telltale like
Right.
story game. Um, so I assumed it was a Telltale game until you mentioned that it had no Telltale logo.
Right.
So I didn't buy the new Borderlands. So Borderlands 2 was amazing. A couple hundred hours into that as well, but never never really felt the need to do it again, I guess.
That's fair.
And I bought Tales from the Borderlands, and I never installed it.
Of course.
It's on my
Typical
list of
Josh move.
Steam games that I have never installed. Um, but I love the other Telltale games that I've played. Episode like 1 of The Walking Dead, and then The Wolf Among Us, and there's another one I've played, but I can't draw a blank at the
They've had
moment.
a
But
ton. They had a
yeah,
Guardians of the Galaxy one, which wasn't very good.
didn't
No,
play
that
that
The
was
one.
awful.
Expanse one
Yep.
coming out, I'm excited for.
Yeah, there's an expanse coming.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Because the amount of like story building and character development in the Telltale games, and the same in the Expanse universe, sounds dope.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I like that the Telltale game is focused on drummer, whatever her name is, and so it's um, I don't know, one of the
Yeah.
coolest characters from the show anyway. So that'll be
Hopefully
sweet.
Telltale makes a comeback, man. They just really they needed a new engine and they were gonna be fine. Like they used the same engine as they did for their final game as they did for Walking Dead season one. And it just got to the point where it's like I can't do it. It was so laggy and buggy and but I mean their newer stuff looks incredible. So all right, next up, Dying Light 2 Bloody Ties expansion pack. I never finished the core game. I really have to go back and do that at some point. This just looks like they took the combat and went bananas with it. It looks like it would be a lot of fucking fun. This is one of those types of things that I would want to play with other people. Not necessarily the main game, but something like this of just insanity and kicking people into spikes and all this crazy shit. This would be fun. Justin, what do you think?
Cam mentioned earlier as well. We haven't finished it. I don't think Josh has finished it. The only one of us that's finished it is Adam.
Yeah.
Um, I think part of the reason though that I never finished that is that was when I was having a lot of my computer issues the last time. Like my game or my computer was just freezing and restarting randomly. And so I think through all of that and getting that fixed, we kind of just moved on to something else by the time I got back.
Yeah.
something came out shortly thereafter, and I can't think of what it was.
Elden Ring.
That might have been it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because I'm like, I don't remember why I dropped it, but yeah.
It is
That,
something that I would like to beat. I saw that my save is saved on the Steam's cloud, thankfully. So
there you go. Get back into it. But the expansion something you would play?
yeah,
Yeah, definitely. It looks like a just chaos and a lot of fun. So looks like it'd be a good
yeah,
time.
I definitely need to give Dying Light more.
Definitely. Tyler, do anything for you? Did you ever play Dying Light?
I've never played any of the Dying Light series, but
Oof.
yeah, I know,
Hmm.
old man. My concern is I have a hard time finding FPS melee fun. It has to be done very well. Like Skyrim's a good example. Does it very well.
Yep.
So I don't. I'd have to go back to the start, and that's a lot of time.
Hmm.
I'm old.
I
The
mean, I
first
will
one
say,
when you
like,
got the grapple was legendary.
Dying Light does a good job of making everything really fluid. Like, it is very fluid. All the shit you can do in that game, none of it's like janky, none of it's, you know what I mean? So it's just a fun game to play. Um, but I thought it was interesting that they went with more combat style, because combat was definitely not my favorite part of the game. Like, the parkour is the whole reason you play the game. So I thought it was interesting that they went with this like arena style combat. But Josh, where are you at?
That is exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Is I I loved the first game. I loved the second one, although I didn't finish it, but that kind of par for the course for me. Um, but combat was my least favorite of the things in the game. Not because it was bad, but because everything else is better. Um, and so uh, I could see an entire expansion where it's just you've got more buildings to jump on. Like, I'm fine with that. Give me more obstacle courses, whatever. Um, the whole gladiatorial combat sort of thing, meh, meh. So, I probably won't buy it purely because I haven't actually beaten the original game, or the base game. Do I need an expansion for a game I haven't even played in a year? Meh. But
Yeah.
one thing I will say for you, Tyler, is that as far as I know or remember, because there's such a big gap between when those games were released, you don't need to play the first one to play the second
No.
one. I can't
No,
think
you
of a
don't.
single storyline item that would benefit you other than just knowing the world more. Um,
Yeah.
but
I
so
mean,
if you do want to play them, I would at this point I would just skip the first one
I would too.
because it's just more of the same. That was my one gripe with the new game is that it was just more of the same, which was not bad. It just I already
polished.
put
Yeah.
100 and some hours into the first game. Do I want to put another 100 and some into essentially the same game with like better graphics? So
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't really rule it out. I mean, I'd heard it's nothing but fun, just one that I hadn't gotten around to. But the first person melee is always a touchy issue because it could be done very poorly.
Yeah.
But I could be very wrong in this case.
For sure. For sure. Um, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens with the expansion. If that might be something where like if Justin and Adam picked it up, I might do it just to join in if there's crossplay, because I'm not going to rebuy it for PC. Also, my PC probably couldn't run Dying Light 2. So if it's like crossplay, I might pick it up just to play with them for a while. So all right, 3 games left. Up next, Dune Awakening. Now this one, I was like, oh, this looks dope. It was cinematic only, but I was like, game set in the Dune universe would be cool. And then it said survival MMORPG, and I was like, I'm out. Nope, we're done. Sorry. So I think it's cool they got a game set in the Dune universe, but I no, thank you. Tyler, we'll go to you first on this one. What are your
Thank you.
thoughts?
Thank you. Thank you. Because I wanted to talk about it.
Okay.
Huge, massive Dune fan. Loved even the worst of the movies. Um, if they the attention they paid to the movie, if they give a microscopic amount of attention to this game, it could be one of the dopest games ever made. Yes, the survival MMORPG could be strange, but I'm going to be watching for this one because I this is my alley right here.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough.
Yeah,
That's
Uh,
exciting.
yeah, it looks amazing. I mean, I haven't seen gameplay, and I'm excited for it.
yeah. That's just it. And I'm sure we'll kick it over to Josh in a second because I'm sure we'll hear about gameplay here shortly. But I think this is one of those games though. There might not be gameplay because this game's probably a ways off yet. I have a feeling. Um, I I would guess probably not even 2023. I would guess probably 2024 for sure. Um, can you imagine just the undertaking of creating an MMORPG in the Dune universe? And especially if they're going to make it look incredible, which they're going to have to make it look incredible. Because how else do you break into that kind of vein right now? But um, I don't know. I just MMORPG. That's not my jam. So I'm out on this one. But Josh, what did you think of the trailer?
I thought the trailer looked dope. I mean, it looks like the most recent Dune movie, which was beautiful. So I think that that is very promising. Um, I did sign up for the beta. So
Okay.
that it was promising enough that I went out and signed up for it. The
I did the same.
words open world survival make me want to hate it immediately. And then MMO is added. So I think I'm going to have to figure out more before then. So are we talking like MMO survival like this is Ark?
Are you
And
punching trees in a sand planet?
there's luckily a lot of rocks to punch.
Yeah.
Uh, because I would just feed myself to the sandworm at that point because like that sounds so friggin' boring.
Fuck it.
Sorry, Justin. I know you love those games. That not for me. Um, and or is it like an MMO world where like an MMO game that exists in and survival is I don't know. I don't even.
Everything's trying to kill you.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's literally every like
But
RPG MMO. So
I
like
almost take it as like I'm sure water is going to play a huge part, like keeping yourself hydrated. That's probably going to be a big part of it. I almost took survival as like that, not like having to punch shit and build shit, but you have
Right.
to eat, you have to drink, that kind of stuff.
yeah, so here's some text. Explore the ever changing face of Arrakis, walk the ruins of long forgotten biological testing stations, scavenge the wreckage of fallen spaceships, and wander the dusty halls of abandoned sieges, I guess.
Yep.
Uh, control the spice, control Arrakis, hunt for spice blows and deploy your harvester, then protect it from opportunistic raiders and rival factions. So to me, like from reading all of the text, it implies it's like open world survival, as in almost like Destiny's a bad example, but like that more like you set off events and you have to like protect the thing for X period of time or fight off the bad guys or whatever.
Or
Um,
sieges can be dungeons.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if it's more that style of survival, that sounds dope. That's what I signed up for. If it's Ark, the Forest,
Did you play Icarus?
Daisy, no. What's the one with the kids? Uh,
Grounded?
Grounded. All of those.
I
Are
want to
great.
play Grounded again so bad. I was just thinking about that game today, I think.
Yeah, but I mean,
Today or
there's a lot that
yesterday.
have come out for it recently, within the last year. Um, that's not for me, and I won't play that game if that's the case. Um,
See, like, what's great when you were reading off that, everything sounded dope as a single player game. I'm like, oh, that would be an awesome
mm,
single player game. But no, no, it's a stupid MMO.
I have mixed feelings about that. I think it could be amazing as a single player game.
Like
I
exploring Arrakis in like a Fallout setting.
I think Arrakis is a lot of just boring desert for
Yeah,
miles and
there's a lot
miles
of
and miles.
nothingness. That's true.
So
That's true.
like I have mixed feelings about an open world single player game. There would have to it would have to be I don't know how you would do it without just like, okay, it's 30-hour walk that direction. Uh, Also, you have to do the weird, like, sand walk because you don't want to get eaten, do you? So that's going to be
Right.
more of like a 40-hour walk. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys. Um, so we'll see.
All right. Justin, where are you at on this?
So I believe I read somewhere that the parts of the planet are going to get like covered up by sandstorms.
Okay.
And so the basically it kind of sound like either the whole world or different zones may shuffle themselves if they get changed. Um, but I thought that sounded kind of cool. I kind of imagined Conan Exiles in sort of the gameplay and style. I don't. I honestly don't know what to expect. I took it more as um, it's like the water and food sort of survival, but I also did kind of imagine it to some degree like um, Ark and Icarus and those where because like so Icarus is like a survival game, but you pick a mission, you go in, you have to basically build a bare minimum that you're going to need to finish this mission. You have to go do the mission and you can craft along as you go, however you decide to do it. And then you have to get back in a certain amount of time. And then you leave the planet, you level up and get stuff that makes going down quicker. But
Okay.
each time you basically start over. So you're not just building big bases because all of it's wiped as soon as you leave.
Right.
Um, but I kind of imagined that this would be somewhat similar, especially if the world's changing. Like I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just I am with Huff. It was intriguing enough to have me download or sign up for the beta.
Okay. Tyler, did you do beta? Tyler?
The hard
Tyler?
maybe.
Hard maybe from Tyler. That's fine.
Um, I do want to mention if you think this is a 2024 game, would you really be signing the the beta sign up like 2 years seems extreme because
I
it
suppose. I mean,
because it's not like if it's early access, then I'd be like,
I
okay,
was
yeah,
gonna say.
this game
Yeah.
doesn't come out for 10 years.
Right.
But it's interesting that it's beta sign up at this point.
Right. That could be. I mean, it could be. Who knows? I'm just saying. Then why didn't we see any gameplay? Zero.
Didn't we see any of the gameplay that are coming out in February?
That's true.
Because it isn't actually coming out in February.
It's fucking annoying. Um, Speaking of gameplay snippets, the final two games on my list.
Okay, hold on.
Oh,
Hold on.
oh,
Dune Awakening is a survival MMO coming to PS5, Xbox Series X from the developers of Conan Exiles and Metal Hellsinger.
that means nothing to me.
I don't know what Metal Hellsinger is, but Conan Exiles is pretty fucking fun.
It's a
Uh,
punch trees game.
it is, but it's well, I guess it is. It is that.
Hard pass. Hard pass.
But it's got a lot more to it and there's way more combat focused than like your base gets attacked every so often and I don't know, it's just much harder, but it's kind of got the Zelda that you hate with the climbing
Breakable
rocks and
weapons and stamina
yeah, I mean
bar.
durability.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, all of that.
You can
But so
also
that
change your character's junk side, so it does have some plus. But all of
So
the
does Cyberpunk though.
but
Um,
if it's made by them, then I 100 because even that's the good vibes I got in the trailer when he pulls out those weapon things. Because like you can run and jump and then grab onto things in Conan. So I feel like if it's from the same developers, they're gonna use a lot of the same features that they already have.
yeah,
Just a guess.
fair enough. All right, so we'll go to the last two quick. These were just ones that I didn't know anything about, but I thought they looked interesting enough. The first is Atlas Fallen. So this one was another gameplay snippet. Like we got basically a cinematic trailer, and at the very end, it showed a few quick flashes of gameplay. But like the I don't know, gliding, flying or gliding on the sand towards the end looked pretty
Lighting,
cool. Huh?
sliding, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. This looked interesting enough that it's now on my radar, and I'm definitely gonna keep an eye on it. I think there's another one that's a ways off. But Justin, anything for you on this one?
I thought they killed it on character design.
Yeah, it looked dope.
Yeah, it does look dope. The combat kind of reminded me of BDO, just extra,
Okay.
BDO plus.
Yeah.
But I haven't played a whole ton of single player games, so I'm sure there's others that you would compare it to. But I mean, it looked interesting.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that worries me is it can look awesome, but you know what else looked awesome with cool movement and shit? Anthem. Remember Anthem? That game looked dope in the trailer. And then you played it and it was fucking terrible. So, um we'll see on that one. But Josh, what do you got on this?
Combat looked like Monster Hunter World, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit.
It looked kind of boring.
All
Um,
right.
I thought that their world building was damn near non-existent. Like, who are these people? Why are they moving the caravan? What are they fighting? I don't know. Nobody cares. You can
Right.
punch shit and slide around. So I'm gonna have to see more. So far, this looks like one of those I don't know games where it's action high, but there's no real content.
Yeah.
As far as this trailer, we'll see if that ends up being the
Damn
case.
it, Justin. Hit the fucking mute button.
I can mute him.
All right.
You want me to mute him in Discord?
Mute him. Mute him.
Done.
Um we'll just have to remember to unmute him.
Eh,
Tyler, Tyler, did this trip your trigger at all, or don't care?
Actually, this one was probably my favorite of the bunch. It
Oh, cool.
looks super exciting. It feels like a mix of it feels like a mix of Destiny and Warframe, both games that I've invested a horrendous amount of time into. And I'm this is most likely going to be a guaranteed purchase for me.
Dude, you
Definitely.
should have spoke up earlier when we were talking about Warframe.
I was peeing.
Oh, fair
Uh,
enough. And I'm glad you didn't speak up when we were talking about Warframe. Thank you for that. It's called common courtesy, Justin. You should try it sometime.
that's not who I am.
Yeah, I know it's not. So yeah, I definitely think we got to see more of this game, and I think there's another game that's probably quite a ways off. But I don't know. It's definitely something to keep on your radar. Then the last one is Where Winds Meet, and I put this on here because I don't know about you guys, but I got Ghost of Tsushima with magic vibes, and that just did it for me. So, uh, like another one where you're like gliding over water and shit. Like I don't know, it looked dope. But I very much got Ghost of Tsushima vibes, which is one of my favorite games ever. I fucking love that game. So if that's what it is, sign me up. I'm fucking on board. Obviously we need to see more, but Tyler, we'll go to you first on this one. This do anything for you?
So I never played Ghost of Tsushima. I went the Sekiro route instead,
There you go.
but that was my immediate thought too upon watching this. One thing that I did find very interesting was there was some unique musical cues that I hadn't really experienced in a game before.
Oh really?
It was like there was it was when one of the characters was like standing, behind a building waiting for somebody to walk by, and they just had this sound that I've heard in a billion movies, but I'm just like, I like that idea. But
Interesting.
yeah, I don't know. I didn't play Ghost of Tsushima because I thought it was going to be more like Assassin's Creed, but then that conflicts with other games that I love that are like Assassin's Creed. So I don't know. Worth watching for though.
Yeah, keep an eye out for sure. Josh, where are you at on this one?
so my notes here say Witcher of Tsushima, um, and it looked dope. It I Out of all of the things on the list, that's probably the thing that I was most excited for.
Okay.
Um, uh, maybe I mean maybe Lies of P will come out with some stuff and it will look great. I'm kind of on the fence on whether it looks amazing or awful. Can't quite tell. But this looked really dope. It did give me some Assassin's Creed vibes, Ghost of Tsushima vibes, Witcher, but the combat, like ninja combat with magic, was like an interesting combination. I'm just kind of uh, I'd like to see more because it's the first time I've
Yeah.
ever heard of the game. I don't know if it was
Right.
like announced for the first time, but it had actual real gameplay in it, which was dope. So
A
I
decent amount of it too.
It
yeah.
did.
Um, so I yeah, it's
Yeah.
on the radar for sure.
If this was announced elsewhere, I completely missed it. This is also the first I've ever heard of it, but I definitely think it's one to watch for sure. Absolutely. So, Justin, what do you think?
Uh, I thought that it was pretty sweet looking. I missed this one. I didn't see a trailer on this at all until just now.
Oh, okay.
And um, I mean, this is kind of a wild ride. At first, starts zipping around. I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. And then I was like, well, what's combat look like? And then it gets to that, and you basically just seem to kill everything with
Yeah.
touching them.
You just don't
Um,
face, yeah.
I I have always thought it would be fun to play a God mode type game, and this looks like it gives it to you, but then has some harder battles and bosses. But I'm I'm very interested. I
Definitely.
would be curious to see
Yeah. All
what
right.
else comes of it.
Cool. Fair enough. Okay. So just to wrap up, out of everything we talked about, all these trailers, everything, if you had to pick your most hyped out of everything we talked about, what would it be? We'll go to Tyler first.
Atlas Fallen.
Atlas Fallen. There you go. Yeah, God, dude. Isn't it exciting just to know like you can still be surprised in video games? Because I feel like we get just kind of the same shit over and over and over again all the time, and then to see something like Atlas Fallen or Where Winds Meet, where you're like, huh. I don't know. It's exciting. I'm I'm glad I'm a gamer.
I agree.
Yeah. Justin, trailer of the show
Um,
or your most hyped game, I guess.
I don't know about. Well, shit. I'm not gonna lie. Now that I found out that Dune is by the Conan team, that might be my most excited for. But I'm
Okay.
also very excited to play Hyenas. That sounds like it'd be a really fun game to play with a group if you wanted sort of a senseless shooter.
Cool. Very nice. Josh.
Callisto Protocol. Um, the Dead Space. It is Dead Space. No one will tell me it otherwise. And that trailer was dope. So
Yeah.
if we're just talking about things here that we all watch trailers for, I would have to say probably Where Winds Meet.
Yeah.
Uh, Asterisk on Lies of P, because it could be amazing or it could be horrible. I haven't figured it out yet.
See, I have a feeling, just based off your guys' reaction, I have a feeling had I watched Callisto Protocol, that would have been my answer. But like I said, I don't want to see anything else on that game. I don't want to read any more previews. I don't want to see any more trailers. I just want to play it. So I'm not going to watch that. So having said that, Lies of P was definitely mine. I really think this game is going to be something awesome. I mean, we'll see when it comes out, hopefully next year. But um, overall, I thought Gamescom was awesome, man. I mean, compared to what Jeff Keighley's Summer's Game Fest, which was a fucking snore. Like God, that was boring. I feel like they came out with a banger, so that's really exciting. So maybe we can go to that sometime as press boys. Take a trip to Germany, huh?
That'd be dope. That'd be dope.
Justin knows some people over there, so
Yeah,
yeah,
probably depending on where it is, could at least get some nights like before the.
yeah. So that'd be cool. We'll try and get into E3 first. We'll set our sights low. We'll set our sights low and work up.
At least
So
aim in the country first.
yeah, right. Maybe start with a PAX even just to see, and I don't know. So, all right, that wraps up our news section, all about Gamescom. We'll do a conspiracy theory as long as Marissa's ready. Yeah, Justin.
Oop, but yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna try something new this time, because I
Ooh.
can't friggin' select the right answer ever. I'm going with C. Going with Charlie. Calling it
You're
now.
going with C.
I'm
Just
just gonna.
off the bat.
I'm just praying for the best. We'll see what happens. Whatever the question is, whatever the answer, going for Charlie.
Interesting.
We'll
So
see if this.
you're just taking the 25% shot right off the bat. You think your odds are better that way?
I have 100% chance of getting this, assuming it's cheat. C.
I'll take a 100% chance of getting it.
Josh, did you hear that, Justin?
It might.
I heard him pick one number or a letter already and say
He's
he has a
automatically
100%
going
chance.
C. Yeah,
That's C. The answer is C. I'm calling it now.
fair enough. I'm gonna wait to hear the question.
Well,
What?
Oh, fine.
come on.
Oh, well,
Hi.
Hello.
Marissa said that's no fun, Josh.
Yeah,
I'm
you're no
just-
fun, Josh.
I am just
You suck.
well that's true. I can just tell the future. I have, second sight,
Alright.
and
I'm gonna give a legit answer, and I think
Thank
Tyler
you.
will too. Justin will probably cheat in some way because that's just what they do.
we're,
So
we're
All right,
not
my eyes
gonna
are
cheat. We're
closed.
not gonna cheat. We're not gonna cheat.
go ahead.
But funny enough, he and I were talking about this idea this last week, and not this specific situation, but
Okay.
which continent do flat earthers claim do not actually exist?
Oh, I know the answer to this one. I think. Go ahead.
South America, Africa, Australia, Antarctica.
I'm guessing D.
I'm guessing D.
D.
I
So
am
Josh-
guessing
Josh is
C. C.
Josh is going C.
It's obviously not North America because there's only East and West America for flat earthers.
Right.
Okay, C. I'm sticking with C.
All right. What is the answer?
Yeah, great job, Huff. You got it was C.
Shut the fuck up. Are you
Shut up.
kidding me?
Yeah, yeah.
What?
I'm impressed.
I'm telling you,
I
future.
smell a conspiracy in this question.
Yeah, let me see that.
Seriously.
Yeah.
It really is C.
I thought Antarctica. They thought Antarctica was the wall, not a continent. It was the wall, right?
There's a wall for flat earthers.
Isn't there a wall that surrounds and keeps all the water in?
Yep.
You're watching too much Game
I
of
was gonna say
Thrones.
I'm not up.
No.
up to snuff on
He's
my
correct.
flat
Yeah,
earther
I am
info.
correct. Thanks, Marissa.
Thank you.
Thank you. I can't believe Josh got that.
You
So
suck,
now
Josh.
I need to every week I'm gonna see how many of these I can get just purely from like reading the future. Because I might have a talent for this. I might.
No, but Tyler, right? Antarctica is supposed to be the ice wall that keeps all the water in, right?
Doesn't that prove it does exist? Then it doesn't.
From all of my exhaustive research into the brilliance of flat earthers, the wall does exist, but now I'm questioning all reality because I thought
I think Huff's
Oh,
right there
fuck.
though, because that if the wall is there, then that automatically means it
suppose.
exists.
I suppose.
You can't say that Antarctica is the wall and be like they don't believe it
I thought-
exists.
I thought they didn't call it Antarctica. Like they just called it the ice wall or something. You know what I mean? Okay. Anyways.
The wrong
Thank
guy.
you, flat
Damn it.
earthers.
Do you think that flat earthers are just doing a legitimate long con, or do you think
No.
that they?
I think
Oh,
some
did
of
you-
them are trolls, but
some of them for sure.
I feel like there's more non-trolls than trolls.
Did you see that fucking guy who built his own rocket in his backyard to shoot himself up to prove it was flat? And then it fucking crashed and burned? He built a rocket himself and it was like recorded the whole thing. And he was like, all right, I'm going to fly up to prove to everybody. And then he got like, what, 200 feet in the air and it just fucking took a nosedive. Like,
Yep.
Did he die?
No, I think he lived. Didn't he live?
I have no
Pretty
idea.
sure he lived, but his brain took a hit
Yeah.
way long ago.
I think
It-
that story is fake news.
No,
What?
it's not.
No, he recorded it. There's video of it. You can see it happen. It's legitimate.
I'm gonna have to find it.
Fucking flat earthers. Jesus Christ. All right, let's move on to some listener questions. Congratulations, Josh. That was good. Good job.
That was fun.
Praise the sun.
All right. First listener question comes from Pistol Pete. Hi, Pistol Pete.
What up,
What
Pete?
up, Pistol P? Pew pew
Yo.
pew pew
Pew, pew,
pew.
pew. We don't have Adam here to do the
I
hardcore
know.
shooting. So Pistol Pete says, "Hey guys, saw Netflix just canceled Resident Evil. I wasn't a big fan anyway, so it doesn't bother me, but it makes you wonder why we have had so many bad iterations of Resident Evil and they keep trying. The movies in the series were all terrible. Why hasn't anyone just tried following the source material instead of all these stupid retellings and spin-offs? I love the games, but come on, man." Uh no. I watched the first episode of the new series and I was like, not for me. So I didn't get through the whole thing, but I will agree with him. All the movies with Mila Jovovich sucked. Every one of them was fucking terrible. They've
Yep.
had what? How many? 3 different series now? I think 2 or 3 that have all sucked. They had Netflix had another Resident Evil movie that came out. That one sucked. Like I think everything has sucked from the Resident Evil. So Justin, I think you said you enjoyed this series, didn't you?
Yeah, I
Or
finished it.
oh, did you? Okay, so we'll go to you first. What do you think of what Pistol Pete's saying and the cancellation of the show?
I'm not surprised that it was canceled. Again, it was something that I watched on the iPad when I was painting, and so it was I don't know. Like I never really sat down unless I was eating or something, but I didn't go out of my way to watch it. So I'm honestly not surprised that it was canceled. I was 100% expecting it to be canceled. I saw some of the reasons that people didn't like it was that, I mean, essentially racist reasons that all the cast were people of color.
Oh Jesus Christ!
And it's like, I can understand why people could use that as an argument if it's about a factual person in history. But if it's a made up thing already,
These are all fictional characters.
Made
yeah,
up people in a made up world.
yeah, like that stuff never bothers me. So, and I thought that the character that was Wesker was
Dude, that guy's a
fantastic.
dope
Lance
ass
Reddick,
actor.
baby.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, he's awesome, man.
yeah, he was fantastic in the show. And I don't know if you guys will ever, I don't want to give anything away, but I'll just say it was a fun character. And yeah, I don't know. I also enjoyed the Mia movies for the like,
Oh, did you?
yeah. I didn't watch. I almost got that mixed with Monster Hunter. I don't. I think I watched a couple of the like animated
Okay.
Resident Evils. I thought those were fun too, but yeah, I mean, unless they find a way to do sort of the first game, stick in the mansion and make it more of a horror, slow paced, not a
So
blockbuster.
that was kind of my thought too. Is like I get what he's saying about following the source material. I get that, but can you imagine the first game? And I haven't played it in years, but the first game as a series, it takes place in the mansion, the entire game. Like, how do you keep that interesting enough with really essentially 2 characters, right? I mean, there's essentially 2 characters in the whole thing.
Yeah,
So that would be my question: is how do you keep it interesting enough?
and I don't know that a series for something like that would make sense. Like
Yeah,
you might
it'd
as
have to
well
be a
just
movie,
do the movie.
right?
Um,
So let's say, Justin, they Netflix, or probably not Netflix at this point, but somebody came out with a Resident Evil movie that, or a series of movies that followed the games to a T. Would you watch it?
I mean, probably.
Yeah,
They all end up on a streaming service sooner or later, so it's not like
right.
it would be hard to to watch them. But yeah, I mean, that's probably a series that I will forever watch.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
enjoy the whole universe of it.
Okay. Tyler, we'll go to you next. Did you watch the Resident Evil Netflix series?
I did.
Okay.
I've watched every bit of released Resident Evil media. I've only played like 3 of the games, haven't finished any, but I've watched everything. I knew it was going to be shit walking into it because the rest of it's been shit, and I wasn't disappointed, so I couldn't be let down. But the reason why, the reason why they keep doing it, consider NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys way back in the day, back when Josh was a wee lad, to like One Direction today. They find a recipe for printing money and they just keep beating that horse.
Right. Right.
No matter how crappy it is, somebody's going to buy it if there's a label on it.
Yep.
But
That's a fair point.
like Justin, I'm going to still forever watch it. I'm just not going to be shocked when it's crap.
So
Yeah,
if they, okay, sorry, go ahead, Justin.
I was just gonna say, to me, it's like it gets the same effect as the Fast and the Furious movies. I go in knowing 100% what to expect, and I don't. Then it doesn't go to like a scale of 1 to 10. It's, was I entertained or not? And if I was entertained, then it was worth it.
Yeah.
You know, going in that at some point Vin Diesel's gonna outrun a cruise missile in a muscle car, right? That's what you go in knowing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. I mean,
fucking
honestly,
dumb.
if that didn't happen, then I would have been pissed. Then I would have been let down.
Shit.
Like if they don't go through the core in this final Fast movie, I don't know what they were even thinking.
If they don't go what?
Through the core of the Earth.
Oh, right. Have they been to space yet?
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, fair enough.
yeah.
The bottom of the ocean, apparently.
No, like through the entire magma core of the planet.
Jesus Christ. Oh
He's
God.
gonna do a burnout in the lava.
I'm just hoping it's like Doom 3 that somehow with their muscle cars, then they open a portal to Mars, but turns out in between the portals is just hell, and then
There you
they have to race like a demon or something.
Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo.
You better copyright
Spin-off.
that.
Spin-off.
Yeah, yeah. Fast and Furious riders, I will expect a check, please.
There you go. Didn't I hear though? Didn't the director quit?
Yeah, Justin Lin.
Yeah, because he hates Vin Diesel or something. I don't know. I didn't catch the. I don't care enough to read into it too much, but
You seem like
Yeah,
you
I
read
gotta
into it a
say,
lot.
I feel like Vin Diesel seems cool in the sense that plays D&D, and but at the same time, he also sounds like he can be a
dick.
prick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I don't know if that would overall be a fun character to have on the D&D table.
I mean, if The Rock hates you, there's probably something wrong, right?
I mean, they're two egotistical dudes. I don't. Anyways, this got super off topic.
All your heroes are bad.
Yeah,
That's
all of
life's life story. So
Okay, so Josh, we'll go to you next. Did you watch Resident Evil?
no,
Okay.
because I watched at least 2 of the movies and knew better. So the movie sucked. Justin has his scale of was he entertained or not. I am very rarely even entertained by those movies because I feel like they're trying to be good. I love shitty movies where they're like, yeah, we know this sucks, but like, this is what we got out of it, you know? But they, like, the people who make Resident Evil movies think that they're probably good, I think.
Right.
Um, and I don't like the movies, so I didn't watch the series. To directly answer Pete's question, I think that if you made a show or movies based off of the actual gameplay, they'd be boring as fuck. You'd spend like 7 hours wandering an empty mansion only to find like a weird shaped object that you hold in like a projector to make a bird out of it, and then that'd be like 45 minutes of that fucking movie. Like there's something, the reason why I think Resident Evil games work and why horror games work is because you're the one controlling it. I like watching someone play a horror game does nothing for me. Watching a horror movie does nothing for me. It doesn't scare me. Like jump scares happen, but those are not exact. I'm not scared really, you know. Startled might be a better descriptor for that,
Right.
but uh, but video games, uh, those are terrifying for me. And that's why I love them. That's why I love Resident Evil. I love Visage. I love like Fatal Frames. It's because you are the when it's a movie, it's like, they're gonna walk down that hallway, aren't they? They're gonna go into the creepy house. Like, they fucking deserve to die at this point. But I have to be the idiot walking down the hallway in the creepy house. Like, I'm the one who has to control the person. So you like have like a level of investment there. I think if I was watching something based on the games where they actually followed the source material closely, it would just be boring as shit. I will say if they followed the storyline of like Resident Evil 4,
I was gonna say, what about
most part, Resident Evil 5 storyline was good. Everything else was dog shit.
Oh, I loved 5. 5 was one of my favorite Resident Evils.
That's too bad. Or Biohazard had a fantastic story. If you could get through all of the scary parts of Biohazard. And I would say the running and hiding is really only like the first boss. So
Is it really?
yeah, because you
Well,
like
even
run
like after,
the uncle.
because you quote unquote kill the guy in the garage, right, with the car,
Yeah,
and then even after that, you're still just running and hiding. And I was like, I don't know.
from what
From the other family members.
you the no, not really. You have to make it through a house and then you light the bug lady on fire.
I never got
Um,
that far then.
I'm just saying, you
Yeah.
gotta play the game to get past
Yeah.
that the first,
I
literally the first boss,
I
literally for
played
the
enough
first
of it
boss.
that I didn't give a shit anymore.
But also like what was the Resident Evil with was it 2 that they just remade not too long ago, and with
2 was Leon Kennedy, Claire Redfield. 3
man,
Nemesis.
maybe Nemesis, but you're just like running from X, uh, like constantly.
Oh, that's
Uh,
2.
2 maybe. Okay, I
Yeah.
don't couldn't remember.
But if
Um, I don't think that the source material will actually make a good movie or show because it's
yeah.
too slow and boring and atmospheric for it to. It would just get really boring.
You know what they could do to make it fun is if they filmed like an hour and 20 movie in one take with the camera following, or like maybe they had one of those gyro um,
and anytime
harness
you want
things.
to anytime the main character wants to shoot their gun, they have to stop and turn tank controls old school style.
I just imagine like
Yeah.
a single cut movie where they're just constantly moving would be like, I think I would have anxiety by the
Right.
time that movie is over.
Right.
My
Nice.
issue with all those, like where the person is the camera, is that they make me want to puke constantly. Uh,
Yeah.
like,
Well,
That's fair.
that's what I
well,
meant. You know how like nowadays you see snowboard videos and whatever where they're holding the stick, but the camera cuts the stick out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if they were wearing like a harness, but it had that, but like a gyro on it, so it didn't move as much.
Right.
Like it was able to stay in its same spot. I think that would be,
Stabilizer.
yeah,
Ugh, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
that'd just be insane. Imagine them just parkouring, running like zombies popping out, and you're like rolling, and I
Right.
don't know. In a single
Oh,
take, that would be nuts. All right, I'm done.
you're fine. Yeah, just for Pistol Pete, I guess I think Resident Evil works as a game. It does not work in any other medium. I think there are some games that do translate. Uncharted translated very well from a game to a movie. I really liked the Uncharted movie, even though
Did you
Mark.
really?
I did. I liked it, even though Mark Wahlberg's in it, and I fucking hate Mark Wahlberg. But otherwise, I thought it was really entertaining. Um, and then I think The Last of Us is going to translate incredibly well to a series. So hyped for that show. God damn it. Um, it's coming early
Yeah.
next year.
What I
So,
saw so far, or those pictures looked
oh my god, dude.
pretty awesome.
And dude, Pedro Pascal just nails Joel's voice like perfectly in that fucking trailer where he's like, you don't know what pain is or whatever he says. I can't remember what the exact quote is. You don't know what loss is. I was like, oh, I got goosebumps, dude. God, I can't wait for that. But anyways, I think there are games that will translate well to other mediums. I don't think Resident Evil is one of those. No matter even if you follow the source material or not, because you got to think the source material. I feel like the writers of the games don't even know what the fuck is going on anymore. Like it's so fucking everything got crazy and just went their separate ways. I don't know, man. So yeah. Anyways, thank you very much for the question, though, Piss Pete. Up next, Adam, probably not our Adam, writes in. Hi, Adam.
What about him?
What about him?
Yo.
Adam says, "What movie sequels? What or most movie sequels suck, but pick one sequel that was way better than the original." I'm going
You
to.
added the way. He didn't say way.
Oh, I did. That was
Fake
better than
news.
the original. Fake news. Fake news. I had trouble reading that whole sentence for some reason. So
Riding the struggle bus for sure.
yeah.
It's a long episode.
Right. So I'm gonna save mine because my answer is my pick of the week. So I'll throw it over to you guys. Um, I mean, like my backup answer was like The Dark Knight. I think was better than Batman Begins. So that's kind of
True.
my side answer. But Justin, we'll go to you first. What movie sequel is better than the original?
I think Tyler was ready to jump in there, so
Oh, Tyler, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was agreeing with you about the Dark Knight.
Oh, okay.
But I'll go. Fuck it.
Yeah, go for it.
So you may disagree if you don't know the definition of a sequel, but I'm gonna go with Die Hard with a Vengeance, which is the third in the series. 4 reasons. I'll make them quick. Jeremy Irons. I mean, the guy's Scar, and he's Jeremy Irons, and he's amazing. So wonderful. Samuel L. Jackson, hot off of his Pulp Fiction exposure, and very, very good time in his career. Third, the logic puzzle involving the 3-gallon jug and a 5-gallon jug, needing to make 4 gallons out of such things, blew my mind as a kid. I'm still not good at math, so it didn't do me any good. And then the last was a riddle that I can never forget, regarding the man walking to St. Ives. It's a perfect riddle, and it's wonderful. And yeah, Die Hard with a Vengeance.
I'm gonna vehemently disagree with you because nothing beats the original Die Hard. It just doesn't.
And it's okay to be wrong.
I just, oh my god, the original Die Hard was perfect.
It was great. Uh, with Vengeance was better.
Oh my god, that's bad. Okay, you know what? We can agree to disagree. That's fine.
Well, Tyler, I do appreciate you being on here as a guest host for the final time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that and the Pinocchio game. I
Right.
nailed that coffin
Yeah,
shut.
there you go.
If we kicked you just for, disagreeing with everything, I would have been long gone. So you're safe.
Yeah,
You're
no
safe.
shit. We had one episode where Josh, I feel like he just intentionally disagreed with all of us the entire episode. Like,
No, it's not that I just disagreed with you for the sake of it. I just disagreed with you because you all were wrong. That's just they're very distinctly different things.
oh shit. All right, Justin, we'll go to you. What is a sequel that's better than the original?
Bad Boys 2.
Oh, okay. That's a good choice.
True.
I love
Yeah.
Bad Boys 2. Bad Boys 2
Hell
was
yeah.
awesome.
And way better than the first one.
Yes, I agree. That's
Actually,
a good choice.
I
Damn
don't
good
know
choice.
that I've seen the first one, to be honest.
The first one was good, but
Yeah.
the second one was better.
Second one was very, very good. Did you ever see 3?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was okay.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
I was entertained.
Okay. There you go. Josh.
Okay, so I got two answers. The first one is Trolls 2.
Oh my god.
Not the cartoon, not the cartoon. Trolls
You
2,
guys gonna kick me?
the horror movie. The horror movie. Um, for those of you who are not in the joke, there was no Trolls 1. The director thought that they would make more money if people thought that it was a sequel to a good franchise. So
For
he
real?
named it Trolls 2. There's no Trolls 1. That is my fake answer, but one that I thought was funny. And the real one
Damn, it
is
has a 2.9 on IMDb.
it is
Ooh.
bad. It is bad, but technically better than the first one since the first one doesn't exist.
5% on Rotten Tomatoes, 55% of Google users.
Damn.
It's a
uh,
comedy horror film though, so
it's kind of like The Room. Like you have to go in knowing it's bad.
Yeah.
But my real answer is Logan.
Oh fuck yeah.
Is better than all of the X-Men movies leading up to it.
Yes.
Logan is a fucking amazing movie.
Logan's incredible.
And the vast
Agreed.
majority of the X-Men movies were fine.
Yeah. And some were really
Days of
bad.
Days of Future Past was super good, but
I like
most
that
of the rest of them were fine.
First Class was really good too. I liked First Class, but
First Class, I don't know if
it
that
was
would.
the
It's a prequel, not a sequel, so
yeah, that's true.
I don't
That's
know if
true.
those count, but
But I agree with you. Logan beats all of them. I agree
yes,
with you.
Logan is
Yeah.
distinctly like a not just a bar above, but like leagues and leagues above.
Yes. Good answer. Good answer. All right, Adam, I will give you my answer when we get to the pick of the week. So finally, we got Christian. Hi, Christian.
What up,
what up,
Christian?
Christian?
Christian says, "Hey, gents."
Yo.
Oh, there we go.
Well,
Christian says,
delayed.
"Hey,
but-
gents." Saw this on social media, so I figured I would see what your answers were. So it's first game, last game, best game, worst game. I did see this rolling around on Twitter a little bit, and it, you know how, because I fucking hate social media. I've talked about this. I'm not going to keep talking about this. Do you know how many people put The Last of Us Part Two as the worst game they've ever played? The Last of Us Part Two, all because of where the story goes in that game. Just oh my god, it just makes me mad. But
Find it funny for someone who hates social media as much as they do for how much time that you spend scrolling on it.
dude, it's for the podcast, man. All I look up is video game shit, and then some Minnesota Vikings shit. Which, speaking of which, real season's about to kick off. 2 weeks away. Can't wait. Anyways, we'll do first game, last game, best game, worst game. Worst game is not The Last of Us Part Two, if anybody was wondering. So Josh, why don't you kick us off first?
My list begs to differ. No.
Oh, you fucking dare.
No, I haven't played it. First game I would think is Super Mario Bros. For me.
Okay.
Maybe an arcade machine like Frogger, because we had one in like the pizza place that I went
There you
to
go.
as a kid. But I think maybe Super Mario Bros. First game. Last game, the one I played most recently is Genshin Impact.
Figured it was gonna go.
Best game, Ocarina of Time. I will note that there is a difference between best and favorite, because
Yep.
Ocarina of Time is not my favorite game of all time, but it's pretty much unanimously acclaimed as being one of the best games ever. And worst game, E.T. for the Atari. That game is.
Did you actually play it?
I own a copy.
Shut up.
Yeah, I have it in
Oh
storage.
my god.
But
You dig it out of the landfill?
no. I mean, they did release the game
Yeah.
before dumping them all in the landfill.
Right.
But yeah, I have a copy for my for my Atari, and
That's crazy.
it is just remarkably not good.
Like Superman 64 bad?
I would play Superman 64 1,000 times more than
God
E.T.
damn. Okay, alright.
Because at least you can fly through rings in Superman 64.
Kind of.
Sure, that's the only thing you can do in that game,
Yeah.
but there's at least something. But E.T.
The
is
final isn't the final boss in that game a tornado? Isn't that I'm pretty sure. The final boss in
so.
that game.
I have only gotten to the final area in Superman 64 once because I could not play through that game again. And I kept clipping through the floor uh, where I could not beat the level because I
Yeah.
could not actually get to the final boss without breaking the game. And so I never got to the final boss because the final area would just clip through the floor, and couldn't get out of the wall or the floor or whatever.
I just thought it's hilarious. Like Superman's greatest nemesis, Lex Luthor? No. Doomsday? No. A tornado.
What about a Sharknado?
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh.
All right, worst game, E.T. I like it. Good choice. Justin, go to you next.
First game, I honestly don't know. I don't even know how I would.
That's hard, right?
Yeah. I had I don't know, like had a pretty much every system. I feel like, and my memory doesn't go back as far as
Yeah,
that. So, like, I still have my Atari. It's
right.
in the closet. So I don't know. So I would say our last game is that Turbo Golf Racing. Played that right before this with Cam. A best game, I kind of took it as so like Grand Theft Auto. I would say the entire series
Okay.
just opened up a lot. I would say Rocket League is one of the best games that has ever been created, and I also think that Ocarina of Time, like that, was another one that sort of paved the way for what I
Yeah,
realized was the future of gaming.
right. Okay. Worst game?
This one was really hard for me too. The only one that I'm sure there's worse if I spent more time to think about it, but the only one I could really think about was Adam and I bought a game together maybe 6 months ago. I think we talked about it on here, but we played it for like 5-10 minutes and we both returned it. It was like a
Okay.
survival zombie
I vaguely
uh,
remember you talking about
third
it. Yeah.
person. I don't
Okay.
know. I mean, that's the only game that I can remember ever returning. So
Fair enough. All right. Tyler.
So first game, definitely Super Mario Bros. On the NES. I remember physically lifting the controller when I would jump at
Yep.
the Wii age. Last game was Destiny 2 because it's amazing. Best game, I kind of have a tie for different reasons. One is Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow, and the other is SOCOM US Navy SEALs.
Okay.
Um,
One or two,
Josh would hate. Uh, well, I mean, they're kind of interchangeable. They were both amazing.
because I played the fuck out of SOCOM 2. That game was
Me too.
fucking amazing.
played a lot of SOCOM on the PSP.
Well,
Well,
the reason for Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow, this was before they introduced the assault modes and the multiplayer modes and all that jazz. But one key thing that they introduced was the whistle, which was not in the first game. You had to find an object, pick it up, and throw it. But stealth action is the best action. Sorry, Josh. And worst game is, and there is a difference here. There is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1989 release on the NES. If you remember the coral level that was underwater with the electric
oh,
coral,
I do. I
uh,
have nightmares
never saw
about
the
it.
rest of the game, and that was level 2. And
if you
I'm almost 40.
if you come within 5 feet of it, you die, right?
I think it's more akin to what Josh described Outlast on Nightmare Mode. You know, if you
Okay. Right.
exist, you
Yeah.
die.
Yeah,
Right.
it's bad.
Oh, I like it. It's because that was originally an arcade game. They wanted your goddamn quarters, right? I'm pretty sure.
No, I don't think so, because
It's
there
just
were far better turtle games.
bad game design.
Well,
Yeah.
Turtles in Time and those didn't come out until slightly later. But
True, but there was a different one on the NES that was
there was
more good.
a beat 'em up. There was a beat 'em up Turtles game before Turtles in Time, but
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go. Good choice. Very nice. My first game, I just picked the first game I really remember playing a lot of, and that's Gradius 3 on the Super Nintendo.
Good one.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's because I remember I got my Super Nintendo for Christmas or my birthday or something, and I got Super Mario World and Gradius 3, and I remember playing a lot more Gradius 3 when I was a kid. So, um,
Dude, I forgot about that game.
yeah, dude, yeah, Justin and I played the hell out of that game. So, um, that's definitely the first game I remember playing a lot of. I'm sure I played other games before that. I just don't remember much. But last game, Skyrim. Best game. So I wholeheartedly agree with Josh. There's a difference between best game and favorite game. So my favorite game is Persona 5 Royal. The best game I've ever played is The Last of Us Part 1. Hands down, it's the best game I've ever played. It told the best story in any game ever. Um it's yeah, just I fucking love that game. So that is the best game I've ever played. Worst game, this one's really hard. I just took what was most fresh on my mind, which was that Ash of God's Redemption I talked about, which is the Banner Saga ripoff. That was just fucking terrible. It was so fucking bad. So there's that one, and then I'll always fall back on good old Brink. I'll always fall back on Brink because that game was shit. That game was terrible. Um,
I don't think it was
they,
the worst game.
they promised so much and delivered on none of it. So that game was really bad. But that
I
was
didn't
good.
think it was as bad as you did.
Oh god, it was terrible. The only game I've ever like returned like the next day, Jeremy, Leif, and I all brought our copies back to GameStop and we're like, we're not doing this.
I
Um,
can't think of Brink without thinking of the Disney original movie Brink.
Right?
rollerblading.
Every time, that's all I hear. I know you're talking about something different. All I'm seeing is the rollerblading.
Shit.
Just skate better.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, Christian. All right. We'll do a quick pick of the week and we'll get out of here because we are going very long. This is a long ass episode. Um, okay. So I'm going to get mine out of the way because I kind of alluded to it earlier from Adam. Movie my wife and I went and saw in the theaters on Saturday night because they keep bringing it back to the theaters because people keep going. And that is Top Gun Maverick. Was fucking incredible. Oh my god, it was so good. Uh
Yeah, my boss was just telling me that her and her husband went this weekend and there was no one else in the theaters.
yeah,
And I was like, I didn't realize it was still out,
yeah.
but
Our theater keeps bringing it back Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They'll have it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's it, and it's like one or two showings. But oh my god, that movie was good, dude. Have you guys seen it yet?
no, I want to so bad.
nope.
Dude, the practical effects, like they shot it practical, and the shit, like the last half hour of the movie, it's just like fucking white knuckle clutching. It's so good. It is so fucking good. I mean, they have like some stupid shit, like the whole Jennifer Connelly storyline. They did it just so Tom Cruise could have a love interest. That was kind of shoehorned in. That was stupid. Like that did not need to be a part of the movie. They did it just to do it. Um,
Did he have a running scene?
Of course. They had the equivalent of a beach volleyball scene, only they were playing
Oh
football
Lord.
this time.
Now we're
Yep.
talking. Now we're talking.
Now we're talking. But so they had that and I got to say like I got goosebumps, dude. The movie starts off just like the original, like exactly the same. With fucking Highway to the Danger Zone and fucking just a bunch of montage shots of jets taking off and shit. Oh my god, it was so good. But yeah, just and if you can see it in a theater before they stop showing it, please go see it in a theater. Like this is not one you should watch at home because I feel like this movie needs a theater experience. Just the big screen, the surround sound, all that shit. The last half hour of the movie was just nonstop fucking awesomeness. God, it was so good. So,
Would this
very very good.
qualify as a sequel big better than the original?
Yes. Yep. That's my answer to Adam's question. I think this was. I love the original Top Gun. I love the original Top Gun, but I think this did better than the original Top Gun in every way. So, um, fuck yeah, go see Top Gun Maverick in the theater if you can.
No disrespect. Does Tom Cruise look life size on the big screen?
Yes, he does. He looks like a real boy. So
They use CGI. I know you said practical effects, but those don't line up.
yeah, right. Right. But yeah, holy shit, man. It was just shot beautifully. Like it's crazy to see like they hit the actual like G forces, right? Because they're in the jets, and you see their faces, and you're like, they're not acting. Like they're obviously in pain right now. So, oh, it's fucking good. God, it's good. So definitely see it. I'm gonna buy it the second I can. I think it's you can buy it now, but I'll buy it and watch it at home again because it was that good. All right, pick of the week that gets mine out of the way and my answer to Adam's question. So we'll go to Tyler next. Tyler, what is your pick of the week?
So I started watching the Netflix adaptation of The Sandman,
Yeah.
and
So
I'm
good.
I'm still gonna say my pick of the week is to listen to the audiobook instead.
Okay. Fair enough.
Um, might be a hot take. I'm not enjoying how it's straying so far. I mean, it's beautiful, but I also miss me some Neil Gaiman's voice
There you
because
go.
man's got a great voice.
There you go.
The
All
audiobooks
right.
are super good. That was like my pick of the week, like 2 months ago,
Yeah,
maybe.
that was a while ago. Yep.
Yeah.
Very nice. Good choice. Justin.
I was trying to find. Marissa was watching a series on Netflix that was documentary, like crime documentary. But each episode, I think each season there's 2 seasons. I think they had like 6 episodes, and they were each like an hour. It was just a different case for each one. I can't
Okay.
remember what it was called, and
Cold Case Files.
Snapped.
First 48.
I see Cold Case Files here, but when I look at the episodes, that doesn't look.
That's a show from like the 80s. That
Unsolved Mysteries.
I have
It's a new 2017. They remade it apparently.
I've watched every episode of Cold Case Files, both the old ones and the new ones. I have watched way too much Cold Case Files. They're amazing.
Did you find it, Justin?
Oh shit.
What did
Maybe
Tyler? What did you just say?
Unsolved Mysteries.
Unsolved Mysteries. That's good as well.
I might have found it here.
They remade
Get
that
this.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go to Josh first? We'll come back to you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Josh, do yours.
Mine's an author, actually. John Scalzi.
Okay.
So I first read Old Man War by him, which was super good, and then Head On, also by him. So everything that I've ever read by him has been really funny, uh, very well written. Just really enjoy his like sci-fi books in general. I had gotten for free from Audible, I think for free, the Kaiju Preservation Society, and by him, and finally finished that over the weekend, I think. Very, very funny, very, very enjoyable. It's not a long listen. I mean, even in the afterword, he mentions that this is not a challenging book by any means, but it's just kind of like a quick read or quick listen, and
Cool.
very, very funny. I will say that due to some themes that are politics related, I don't think that Justin would like this book.
Okay.
So
Fair enough.
Justin, no more power to you, but I don't think that you would enjoy it. Just getting that out of the way.
Fair.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Justin, did you find it?
Yeah, it's called Catching Killers, and there's
Hmm.
4 episodes in each season,
Okay.
and the third and fourth on both of them are 2-parters. But like, there's BTK in it, the Green River Killer, which I'd never heard of,
Oh
the
yeah.
Happy Face Killer, and the Phoenix Serial Shooter. but it's a couple of them I had heard of, and then a couple were stories I never heard of, and they like bring in a lot of the detectives or people that were involved in the case back in the day, and they kind of talk through it with showing footage and interviews of actual back then as well. It was fun.
Nice.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, definitely. Real quick before we go, because this would have been my pick of the week. Anybody else watch House of the Dragon?
I did.
Outstanding, right?
Yep.
I
Yeah.
fucking loved it.
I need to watch a second
I know we haven't
episode.
yet either.
But-
We're a little behind, but so far very good start. Very
Yep.
good start.
Agreed.
There you go. All right, that wraps up the episode. Tyler, thank you very much for joining us, man. We appreciate it. Even though your diehard takes are so wrong, we'd love to have you back.
Well, I appreciate part of that statement.
Fair enough. All right. I'm not gonna do the whole rigmarole. We've been going too long. You know where to find us. Twitch.
If you're listening to it right now, then you
Yeah.
have found us. Good job.
Congratulations.
You have solved
come
the
wa-
riddle. The
come watch
bridge
us live on
troll. The
Twitch.
bridge troll let you pass.
There you go. All right, that does it. Bye, Twitch. Bye.
Bye.